The Virgos are back. We back with a very interesting topic. I am Tracy Ricks, and I got my homie Sherrod Cohen with me, and we're gonna give y'all our opinions as we always do. So today we're gonna talk about who's really the pick me. And I'm so confused about pick me. I don't even know what the fuck that is, like for real. So let's talk about it. If you have an opinion on the pick me situation, please put it in the comments. If you have a long diatribe about the pick me situation, send it to the Virgo verdict at gmail.com. But until then, let's get into it. So, Shirai, what is a pick me?
From my understanding of what I've been hearing on the internet, when a woman basically succumbs to a man, submits, or is in favor of having a husband, treating him like a traditional wife, right?
Hmm.
So basically, a traditional wife is
Is it
described
pick
as a
me?
pick me. Yeah,
I wonder when. Okay. Okay. Well, let's talk about that. So, when did that happen? Like, when did a
uh,
traditional wife situation become some pick me? Because it seems like the pick me thing it has like a negative undertone to it.
very
Like, oh,
negative.
nobody should want to be a pick me. And if
Right.
you a pick me, let me wag my finger at you because bitch don't do that kind of thing. If, I don't know, maybe I'm a pick me because let me tell y'all what I do. I make my man's plate. I cater to him. I be having shoes waiting at the door, house shoes at the door, whatever his favorite thing is when he get in. He get perpetual hugs and kisses. I do all the shit. Like I'm a man, I'm a cater to my man kind of woman. Would that make me a pick me?
Well, according to, I guess, the sisterhood, right?
What
But
sisterhood? Because I mean for real,
the internet
the
sisterhood.
internet sisterhood. Okay, maybe it's a separate group because I think that my homegirls and my sisterhood, my sister friends, um, they traditional like me. Is my man, my man, my man. Not overkill, but um, whenever I've been in a relationship, I like my man. And I
Right,
want to give him all the things. I want to make him happy. I want to do all the things that somebody who likes their mate does.
right,
And I'm not ashamed about that. Like, I'm unabashedly willing to cater to my man. But I'm also not going to be in a situation where I'm the only one. Like, we're talking
right.
about healthy adult relationships here. And if so maybe a pick me, maybe they're talking about the women who are not in relationships maybe yet and they want to be picked and so they do extra shit. I don't know.
Well,
Because if I'm in a relationship, I'm already picked.
now
So,
here's my thing.
okay.
Um, here's my opinion of what a pick me is. Now, when
Okay.
you have these certain requirements, right, of a
Hmm.
man, 6 feet, six figures, um, 6 inches, six pack, all these things, right? So
Hmm.
you get this custom dude that you want.
Hmm.
And then when you go and realistically look for these real men and you see that it's not that many of them.
Hmm.
So you have to compete for these guys because it's not that many of them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can just envision this guy walking into a salon. So we're going to call it
Hmm.
like a dog shelter. He walks in and every dog is in there jumping up and down because they want to get picked.
Right. They want
That's
him to
what I
take them
see
home.
these women as because they're saying, hey, I don't want any man if he ain't under this, this, and this. So this one of a kind unicorn come in. So now everybody's waving their hand. Hey, hey, me, 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 me. Look at me, look at me. I got the tight dress on. I'm half naked. And pick me.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I can see
I,
that.
I, I
I
don't
can
think a
see.
traditional woman is a pick me.
Yeah, I don't either. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I can see certain types of women vying for the attention of certain types of men.
Right.
And in that scenario, you kind of almost have to be a pick me because, you know, there are so many women for these men to pick from. I think they have to do something to stand out to be picked, or they feel like they
Right.
have to. Because in my opinion, I'm just showing up as me, and I'm not doing nothing. I'm not performing. I'm not making a spectacle. I'm not doing anything other than be myself. Um, and I'm not necessarily like, ooh, pick me. But if you do pick me,
This is what
then
you get.
great. You know what I mean? But um, I would never work as a traditional pick me because I'm not doing all the shit you got to do. I'm not getting no new ass. I'm not getting no veneers. You got a whole top row full of two front teeth. All because everybody got the same teeth.
Hey
I'm
man,
not getting all the
them
hair.
jokers be looking like, remember that horse back in the day? Milk,
Yes,
bread.
yes, they all
They
got the
got these
same teeth,
huge teeth.
huge teeth. And the hair and the eyebrows and the lashes. You know, but if y'all all look the same and they got the same body, go to the same doctor, get the same body done, and then they all have this same school of thought when it
Yep.
comes to what women should do when it comes to dating. I gotta date a man who's making six figures, all of that shit. I would never be a pick me because I'm not doing any of that. If who I show up as is not enough to be picked, I
Yeah.
guess I won't get picked. I guess I'm not the pick me type. But if you're willing to do that, to each his own or to each her own. But you know what I want to stop seeing?
What's that?
I want to stop seeing all the shit I just described. I want to go back to remember women in the 90s. Women in the 90s was just regular, they
Dope.
own hair.
Dope.
You had a couple tracks thrown in there. It wasn't this whole lashes. Lashes were typically for, if you're going to be on Broadway or if you're going to be in the theater. So people could see from the rafters or whatever. Um, but now there's this whole kind of mimic of life instead of
Yeah.
people like really living life and being there's a mimic of what a woman should be and should look like now.
Right.
Same thing for men perform all the time as well because I think that these like dudes out here, the small percentage of dudes who have money or want people to think that they have money, they want to get picked too. They want these women, these pick me women, to perform for them. So they have to also, in
But
turn,
that let's
perform.
let's let's not talk about them. That's the next one.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, so, there's that factor though. Like
Yep.
there's a subculture of people who are out here performing for each other to be picked and then get with each other only to mistreat each other in the long run in the
Yep.
end. There's
Because what they're
no.
picking each other for are not really good qualities to base a relationship off of. You know.
Yeah, it's all very superficial.
Right.
It's like, do you want me, or okay, for the pick me women, you want to be picked, but do you want to picked for who you are, or do you want to be picked for what you represent? Like, so you want them to like what they see, and of course, everybody's visual, like when they first meet
Yep.
somebody, and I'm talking about men and women, because I be sizing niggas up too. Like there's some, but for me, there's something there's something about me physically that will attract a man to me, or make me be attracted to a man. It's not necessarily the traditional shit though, but there's still a physical quality that makes
Yes.
me look. And then there's the substance of a man that makes me stay, or makes me want to know more. So when you get into these relationships, so you the man in the 1% or the 5% or whatever, you meet these pick me, you go to a pick me convention, and then you pick one. Um, but is that enough though? Like, is what you have seen that you think that you like, or what is appealing or attracted to you physically, is that enough? Is that enough to sustain a relationship, or is a relationship even the goal though? Or is it just to say, look what I got on my arm? Is this, is it some pretend shit? Is it even real? Are people doing this for something real, or is it just pick me? Okay, I've been picked, I've been chosen. Now we do this performance together and then it's over. Are people really doing this pick me shit to be in relationships, or to be in something substantial or profound?
Hey,
I
dig
don't,
this.
I'm confused, y'all. Help a sister out, y'all, because I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. Like, the internet has shit so fucked up. Um, it's confusing to me.
Now dig this.
How does it work?
Okay. Now, when women are coming up with their criteria for men, right?
Hmm.
There's this thing called the female delusional calculator, and they have one for the men as well.
That's a real
Okay.
thing.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
real
real thing.
thing.
It's a real thing. So
Female delusional calculator.
yeah,
Okay.
and then all it basically does is just take all this statistical data, put it together for you, and you can just break it down of okay, your ideal man, any marital status. You know what? How about we do it this way? We're going to exclude the married man. We're going to have them between ages of what, 25 to 60.
Okay.
We're
25
going
to
to
60. Okay.
25 to
Y'all,
60.
that's a real thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. It's some real shit. I had no idea. Go ahead.
Okay. Black men. We're going to start with that.
Hmm.
Minimum 6 feet. Minimum 100K. What percentage of men do you think fit this criteria? Black men.
Black men, I don't know, 5%?
0.12%.
Point, not even 1%.
Not even 1%. Now
Wow.
that's saying with any weight. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no six pack. So now we're gonna exclude the obese guys.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Shit. I don't know. 0.7%?
Basically 0.063.
0.063?
Yes, ma'am. All the
Point
black men.
zero six three. Wow. Wow. Y'all, there's a real delusion calculator.
Now, let's do this for shits and giggles. We're gonna do a
Okay.
new search, and then we're gonna just exclude the married men because married men out here banging still too. you
Hmm.
know, any color, include obese guys. Now, what do you think the probability of you finding that guy?
Any color, any
Any
color,
color,
including the obese men,
any marital status as well.
10%.
4.1%.
4.1%. 6.1. It's not even, and it's all the
All of it.
nationalities, y'all.
All the nationalities
And
included. At least 6 feet.
so, damn. So, y'all, the playing field is narrow as fuck.
Now
Like,
the crazy part is when you do that stat right there, but I increase the height to 6'3". It dropped down to 0.62% from 4.1.
damn. Damn, y'all. Pygmies got it bad then. They got it hard. Hard
They
way to
got to
go.
compete.
Like, so yeah. And you know what's a trip though, Sharad? So I teach in the school, y'all, high school. And now all the girls are wearing wigs, like
Yep.
full on wigs
Yep.
and lashes, right? So I was in class the other day and we were talking about wigs and lashes. And the boys were like, we don't like that shit, right? And the girls were like, yes, y'all do. And the
Yep.
boys were like, we telling you, we don't like that shit. And y'all keep putting that shit on. Y'all be having on these ridiculous lashes and all this funky ass hair. Like, just take that shit off. And when I was on social media, there was an ongoing debate about what men like and what they don't like as far as that shit goes. And most of the women were like, I don't believe it. Because the men were saying, I don't like it. And the women were like, we don't believe it. Y'all like that shit.
And the crazy thing
But
is, you trying to tell me what I like. Now, they're basing it off all these IG models and stuff like that. Okay, you
yes.
got to realize there's things we'll bang and there's things we'll keep. I mean, women will keep.
Hmm.
If you're basing you're basing your basing this shit off, oh, would y'all be liking her picture, this picture, she got a BBL, that's just that's just and I believe that's a lot of young guys and old guys that's past their prime, young guys that don't get no ass. So they're on these women's pages.
Hmm.
I don't want a BBL. I don't want no fake titties. I can't stand weaves, makeup. I hate it. I'm telling you, 1989, last day of school, somebody hugged me and fucked my shirt up. So I don't want no makeup nowhere near me. Nowhere near me.
I I
So
get that.
so you're gonna tell us what we like.
They don't believe it. They don't
And the
believe it.
crazy
But
thing is, women can't believe when they step out to the grocery store and they just threw themselves together and dudes are like, God damn. Because I get to see what you look like.
hmm
See, if I see what the foundation is, I know what you're gonna look like when you say, we going out. I'm gonna throw something on. I could just
hmm
imagine there.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a woman with a full face of makeup that I don't know and said, damn, she's pretty. She just got
Mm.
on, she just got on, she
She
casket
just
ready to
got on a
me.
bunch of makeup, right?
Yeah.
Right, right. Uh, yeah, because when I go out on a daily basis, I don't wear make, and this is by design. This is on purpose. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear lashes. I don't wear eyeliner. None of that. But when I step out, I do. Because now there's a difference between nighttime Tracy, nightlife Tracy, and regular everyday Tracy. First of all, I want people to notice the difference. Like, oh, okay, you clean up nice,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But if I'm just going to work, I don't have a need for all of that. I don't get dressed for others. I
Right.
don't do this thing, I'm enough. My regular face is enough for me. And my regular face is going to have to be enough for anybody else that's trying to pick me because I wear this regular face 90% of the time.
Okay.
Other 10% of the time, I'm putting it on. But even then, Sherrod, I'm not putting on no whole bunch of makeup because some of that should be too much. And I might throw on some lashes, but I'm not gonna be around this bitch looking like lamb chop. I think sometimes, sometimes some women do way too much. Like I was watching a lady put on makeup on some kind of tutorial on YouTube. And it was just layers and layers and layers of makeup and contour and spray and just all kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is doing this regularly at the crib? Not me.
A
But I
lot of
do
women do
think,
it.
and I be seeing them. I
Yeah.
be seeing them. I know a lady, she's older than me. She's in her 70s. Her husband ain't never seen her face without makeup. She
Wow.
goes to bed with makeup and she wakes up before he does to put on to, wash it off from last night and then put on her new shit.
I
She
call
said
it
her
fake
husband's
up.
never seen her without makeup.
It's
Fake
fake
up.
up. Yep. I mean, because when you look at a woman, it's funny when you're so used to seeing a woman every day with makeup on. When she finally comes with her regular face, you're like, the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's a stark contrast. It really is. But I also think that there are some men in the world, even though the majority of men might say they don't like the lashes and the wigs and shit. I call it, the uniform. There are some men in the world who don't like it, but I think there are other men who like what the uniform represents.
Oh
I
yeah.
think,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they like the hot girl look.
Yeah.
Like while they might not necessarily like the lashes and the weaves and the wigs and all of this shit, the click clack
Yeah.
nails and all of that, they like that culture of woman though, or what it represents. They like the hot girls,
Yep.
and you know,
Hell,
some of them be
you
looking
get
cute.
men that get women just to go take them to get a BBL, some breasts.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
and to those men, it's like, why do that when you can find a woman that's already shaped like that? But
yeah.
I
And
think
I
that's
heard
a
that
form of
BBL smell
control.
bad.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said, yeah.
I heard they smell bad. Like there's fat necrosis or something they talked about, and it has
Yeah.
a stench. And I don't want that. Like I don't want that. Like I'd like a bigger posterior. I'd like a bigger ass, but I can perk up the little ass I got by doing squats and lunges, like for real, glute activations. I don't necessarily need to go. And I'm not knocking anybody who does it. I'm not. I'm just talking about for me. Um, like I've heard women say, I did this for me. Great. I don't need that for me. I don't need a BBL for me. Um, I might even, venture to say I might go get a nip tuck one day. Just a little snip nip here. You know, if it got to the point where I needed something for me. But I'm not doing nothing outrageous. I'm not getting my face done. I'm, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
So,
And especially not doing it for a man.
can we say, that the pick me's are not the traditional women that just basically say, hey, I just want a man that will love me and I want to love him? That's just a
Hmm.
traditional woman. The pick
Hmm.
me's are the ones that's doing all the lashes, the nails, the the performance,
Hmm.
the whole everything for
Hmm.
this select group of men.
I,
This
I
small
can buy
group.
that. I can buy that because I let it be known, Shirai, and somebody might call me and pick me. But I let it be known I'm willing to do whatever it is for my man,
Mhm.
as as long as it's legal, as long as it
Right,
ain't
right,
gonna
right,
hurt
right.
me or nobody. And I'm willing to do whatever it is that I need to do to keep my man, as long as it is legal, as long as I'm not hurting myself or anybody else. Um, but yeah, I I just there's such a small pool of these types of men that these pick me women want. Is it worth it? And you spending, these women are going into debt. There
I'm telling
are,
you, they're getting these Walmart asses and they ain't looking right. And,
yeah,
these
the
little ass
guys don't
legs
match.
and these huge
Yeah,
booties.
huge ass. Like, that's some real delusion right there. That's
Hmm.
body dysmorphia if I've ever seen it. Like you got this whole all these hips and ass disproportionate to your
And you can't even
legs.
walk with that shit.
You can't even walk. It looks crazy as fuck. Like so it lets me know that when they look in the mirror, they
They
don't
hate
see
what
what
they
we
see.
see.
Yep.
They see something else. They look at it and think it looks good, or they like fuck it. I done did it now. Ain't nothing I can do.
I
I
mean,
can't
look at
reverse the
Vivica
shit.
Fox. When she went out
Yeah.
there, I was like, man, you looking like a hot ass mess. you know,
Yeah,
wh-
Vivica, she got
when I
that
look at
face
her from
done.
soul food to
Hmm.
now, I'm like,
Yeah, she
you,
was beautiful. And
you fucked up.
Little Kim.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
Lil Kim was a
Little Kim looked
she
like
was
a
excellent.
leprechaun.
Man.
She says she's got this little compact body, this very short waist, and
Yeah.
then she's got all these hips and ass,
Yeah.
and then not to mention what she's done with her face, and then all this hair. Like there are some pictures where I see little Kim, like today, little Kim, and she looks pretty, but these are pictures, and I know shot through a filter and all that shit.
Yeah.
I wonder what she looks like when she take all that shit off. Like, what does her face fucking look like? Because little Kim was beautiful,
She.
and she had severe self-esteem issues, and I
Yeah.
know it. And I
Yeah.
know it would have to be severe self-esteem to go from who she was to who she is now. And
Because
like,
look, back in the day, you know, the fellas and I, we used to look at that one pose she did, like, God damn, right? And
yeah.
what made her uniquely pretty to me, she had those rabbit teeth, right?
Mhm.
And when she got them shaved, I was like, or whatever the hell happened, I was like, why'd she do that? That was like, that was the
That was
signature
it.
look. Like that made that
Yeah.
that really differentiated her from the rest of the pack, look
Mhm.
wise. Not only was she
Mhm.
small, she had a nice frame, the whole nine. It's like you
Mhm.
didn't need to add nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. But it just goes to show you what emotional trauma, how emotional trauma can manifest itself.
Yeah.
Because she was verbally and emotionally abused by her father for many years, and then turned around and it was emotionally and verbally abused by Christopher Wallace for years. So it fucked her up, like psychologically fucked her up, and you can tell because, and I
Hey.
think they should name a syndrome after it, after Michael Jackson, because he had the same shit. Like they keep getting these surgeries and surgeries and surgeries, and after a while, you getting it to look good, but you don't look good though.
Right.
Like it's the antithesis of what you're trying to accomplish. It's not even working. And I also think these doctors, there has to be some legislature or some kind of bill passed or something, because these doctors have to be held accountable. Like they take the Hippocratic oath, right? But do cosmetic surgeons take that same oath?
Hey, you know what?
Because
Dig this. It's called uh, plastic surgery addiction. This condition is often linked to body dysmorphic disorder, a mental health
mhm,
condition characterized by an excessive concern with perceived flaws in appearance.
yeah, they need to start holding these doctors accountable
That's why they go
because
overseas, though.
yeah, you're right. But still, anywhere you are in the world, and
Hey,
you can look at a person when they come in, they already can tell that you a doctor, they've already had this shit done, and if you take it a step further, how they gonna look, and
yeah.
they keep coming back to your ass, something is wrong with them.
Because you only
And
got
at
so
what
much
point
skin.
you only got so much skin to manipulate? At what point, as the doctor, do you say, I got enough money, I have enough clients, enough is enough?
Yeah.
So, anyway, y'all, weigh in. So, did me and Sherrod meet the mark? Did we adequately describe what pick me women are? And I know for some of you, equalists out there. There are pick me men, and we're gonna talk about that in another episode because I was about to go there. Um, but give us your opinion. What do you think about pick me
Hmm.
culture? Give us your opinion or your definition of what a pick me might be. And then if you have a counter opinion to what we have said here today, please put it in the comments. So until next time. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And
Hmm.
until next time, peace.
Peace.